Hello, how are you all doing? I'm a bit late coming on today. Hope you're all doing well and you've had a nice day. It's a full moon tonight and I can see the moon right out of my window, straight in front of me. It's absolutely gorgeous. I love to see the full moon. So yeah, today it's my third video in the series talking about stress and how it affects your body. And today I want to talk about your adrenal glands and your thyroid. You've probably seen in a lot of my other videos that I've done that I talk about adrenal glands a lot and how they can affect perimenopause and menopause, because when you reach menopause your adrenal glands take over in the production of your hormones as well as your fat cells. So it's even more important to take care of your adrenal glands during this time and try and get to grips with your stresses that's going on in your body, because every woman is different. We all have different stresses in our lives. So first of all, where are the adrenal glands in your body? They're in your back area and they sit on top of your kidneys either side of your body, and they're like little hats that sit on top. If you ever Google adrenal glands, it shows you a picture of the image of them. It's like a little hat, like a pointed hat on top of your kidneys. So they do have an influence over your kidneys as well, in your kidney filtration, filtering out all the toxins out of your body, all the waste which comes from your lymphatic system. And they control, obviously they control your stress levels, they control your sodium, potassium, your salt and water balance in your body. They control your mood, your blood sugar levels, and then your sex hormones, how you process all the foods that you're eating in your body. And so some symptoms that you're having some high amounts of stress and adrenal issues, high amounts of cortisol, is you can have problems with your digestion, irritability, can't sleep properly, you've got weight gain, and you've got cravings for salty foods and sugary foods, because you're moody and cranky, you're reaching out for those sugary foods and salt, like crisps and things like that, because they make you feel good. You want to feel good, and they in the long run can be adding to the insulin resistance that I talked about in my other video. If you haven't watched my other videos, go back and watch those. My first video is about the stress response in your body, and the second one's about insulin resistance and how all these stress responses can snowball into different effects and different things that happen in your body. And then you have your thyroid, which is in your throat area, either side of your throat here. And your thyroid controls your metabolism, your nutrients, oxygen in your body, and your temperature. And so they both work together, do your adrenal glands and your thyroid. They're like best buddies. They both work with each other and help each other out. When one of them's getting stressed out, the other one tries to help out. And you also have the parathyroid, which controls your calcium level in your body. So it's not always talked about as your parathyroid. So that controls your calcium levels. And if you're having some problems with your thyroid, you can have symptoms where you're feeling cold all the time. You may have some constipation, a little similar to the adrenal glands being, stressed out, and fatigue, weight gain, problems with your periods, especially with the adrenals and your thyroid, because they control your sex hormones. And what happens with the adrenal glands when they're getting really stressed out? They steal your hormones because your hormones are not being made, and your digestion's not running correctly, because your body's concentrating on keeping you away from danger, and you want to be on high alert. So the early stages of high amounts of stress is, you just feel like you feel really switched on, your brain's really lit up all the time, you've got lots of energy, you just feel fired up all the time, you just want to go, go, go. So this can be the early signs of high amounts of stress. And yeah, so you can have a hyperthyroid and hypothyroid, and also something called Hashimoto's, which is probably related to gut health problems affecting your thyroid from working properly. It can also, Hashimoto's can also be a virus called Epstein-Barr virus that can be affecting your thyroid from working correctly as well. So your thyroid has to convert because you have an inactive thyroid and an active thyroid hormone. This T4 is your inactive and your T3 is your active thyroid hormone. So your hormone has to be converted in your body for it to work. Now, if you've got high amounts of cortisol, then this is down-regulated. You're not going to have that conversion very well, conversion from T4 to T3. So that's why your thyroid can get sluggish, and it's like lowering your temperature because your body is reserving the energy. Because you're in high amounts of stress, you're highly alert, but your body's on high alert, lots of danger around. So your body's down-regulating everything, slowing you down, conserving your energy, and it's holding on to your fat even more. So that's basically what your thyroid and your adrenal glands do. So if you've got hyper, you've got all the reverse of the hypo. You can have you're hungry all the time because you're burning your food too quick. You're moving your bowels too quickly. It speeds up metabolism, so you're losing weight like crazy. You could have panic attacks, rapid heartbeat, nervousness, and you can have protruding eyes as well. Your eyes really stick out with hyperthyroid as well, and you can have lots of sleep issues the same. So these two hormones that are getting really stressed out here can cause some massive symptoms, which can be similar to some perimenopause symptoms if you've seen them, some of the similarities here. And that's because of this HPA axis breakdown that happens during high amounts of stress. The communication's not getting looped properly from your brain, and your brain is going to down-regulate that a little bit more. It's going to blunt the signals even more because of the stress and that slowing down your body to conserve everything. Your brain's thinking, okay, we need to slow things down now. Things are getting out of control. We need to just slow things down. And your HPA axis can also be dysregulated during perimenopause because of the roller coaster of hormones. So this is how the communication can get a bit scatty because of that as well. So it can be either high amounts of stress or perimenopause causing the HPA axis breakdown communication. So sometimes both of them are similar. So what we've learned so far then, just to recap, you've got high amounts of cortisol because of stress. Your adrenal glands are constantly sending out cortisol to keep up with the stress. And then that's affecting your thyroid from converting. And then that can lead to insulin resistance because you got sugar in your blood. If you remember from my last video, I talked about insulin resistance and high amounts of stress putting sugar in your blood because you need to run away from that danger. You need the energy, so you've constantly got sugar in your blood. And in the next videos, I'm going to talk about how this can lead to adrenal burnout, high amounts of cortisol being released over a long period of time can cause the crash and burnout. And this breakdown from your brain to your glands just completely broken. And then you're just going to feel like totally burnt out, no energy. You may be dragging yourself out of bed. Some of the symptoms that I said, you're relying on caffeine to wake your brain up. And it's just like a cascade of all those symptoms I just talked about with your thyroid and your adrenal glands symptoms. So yeah, that's what's going on. Have you got any of these symptoms yourself? I'd love to know if you're maybe thinking, oh gosh, this is me, this may be something I'm struggling with right now. Because I help women all the time with this, helping them to identify the stresses that's going on in their body. Is it the HPA breakdown? What's your perimenopause symptoms? And menopause symptoms as well. Because all this does, your HPA axis communication breakdown and the link that's broken, it does settle down in menopause. It's when the roller coaster of hormones stops, when your hormones are at a low level. But it all depends on all the things that I talk about, you know, your diet, your exercise, your lifestyle, the toxins in your life. Have you been on diet, lots of diets in your life? Have you been on birth control pill? All these things can affect it. So if you want to join my next perimenopause class, this is what I help women with all the time, to get to grips with the hormone symptoms. Because when you've got quite a few symptoms, then it's a sign that there's something, your body's telling you something. Your body's telling you and it needs you to do something about it, needs you to correct it. And as soon as you know what's going on with your body, as soon as you know what your stresses are, what your symptoms are, what's going on in your body, and you get a plan to sort this out and know, and then you can take steps to get better and better. Because like you see, adrenal glands are so important in menopause because they make your hormones again. And it's important not to just reach out for supplements or reach out for HRT or something like that, or antidepressants. You don't want to numb down your symptoms. You want to express them. You want to deal with them. Because it's your body's telling you that there's something not right, something that you need to get to grips with. You need to sort it out, what it is. And it's like your body is giving you a massive big signal, saying, come on, I need you to sort this out. I don't want you to take antidepressants. I don't want you to just take HRT. I want you to feel this. I want you to go through it. And so you can get it sorted out and you can get it to a stage where you can cope with it. So you're ready for when it strikes again. Because perimenopause, you have a different body every day, every week of the month, with a hormone cycle, you know, women's hormone cycles. And so your symptoms can change day to day. Your body will be going, okay, you're going to feel like this today, but tomorrow I'm going to throw something else at you and I'm going to feel completely different. And it all depends as well where you are in your cycle, you know, with you in your estrogen phase or in your progesterone phase. And you can think, yeah, that's why I feel like that, because I'm in my progesterone phase. But what's making it worse? What's going on? And this is where I can help you out. If you want to join my next perimenopause class, I'll put the links below. I'm going to open it up in the next couple of weeks. So I'd love to get to know you and jump on board. Because when you're on the wait list, you'll get lots of information from me about perimenopause and menopause as well while you're on the wait list. And you'll also get a special offer from me if you're on the wait list for the perimenopause class that's starting again next time. If you want to also jump on a call with me to talk privately about any of your issues that you've got, any of your symptoms that you've got, I can guide you, I can let you know what I think's going on for you and what I would suggest that you do to get your symptoms sorted out. Because this can snowball and affect your health in a big way, because it did for me. It affected my health in a massive way. Going through perimenopause, I was searching for solutions to my symptoms, to what was going on in my body. And now I finally found out what I can do to help reverse my symptoms and get my body well again. Because I was on the birth control pill. I had huge amounts of stress for years and years and years. So I'm now correcting all that because I know what to do to get my health back. I don't want my health to snowball in another 10 years' time and my health suffers and I've got no energy, I can't run around, I can't be active like I like to be active all the time. I like to go skiing, I like to go biking, I like to go hiking. You know, I want to be able to still do that when I'm 60 and I'm 70. I don't want to be stuck with health problems because I didn't pay attention to my health right now and get it sorted out. And sometimes perimenopause can bring up a lot of issues that haven't been dealt with. And especially with your mind, you know, I find that a lot of emotions can be brought to the surface around this time when hormones are declining as well. And I also help women with their mindset as well, how to really get to grips with their emotions and their negative emotions and all the anchors that have been created in your life to create those emotions, and how you can get to grips with them and correct them and start, you know, all these different areas that I like to cover with women with diet, exercise, mindset and lifestyle can really, really help all those 4 areas, because it's not just your diet, it's not just your exercise, it's your mind as well. It's no good saying I want to go on a diet, I want to lose weight, but if you're not got that mentality to do that, if you're not in the right place, if you're not happy with yourself, then you're still going to binge eat, you're still going to, you know, still have that stress response going on. So I hope that's helped you. I hope it's helping you about, what's happening in your body with stress. Love to educate women all the time about it. It's my passion to talk about stress and how it affects your life, and I hope that's helped you, and I'm sending you lots of love, and take care of yourself, and I'll see you again for another video. I'm going to talk about gut health, I think, next in my next video, because that's something else that I've suffered with all my life. So I want to talk to you about that, and how stress can affect your gut. So take care of yourself, lots of love, see you later.